Jacob talks.
And they said, "Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth."
I think what we have here in Hollywood is high art. It's
party time! Sparkle time! If you could go anywhere in the whole world, where would you go?
I always want to be part of something bigger.
Yes!
Let's go! Something that lasts, that means something. You know, when I first moved to LA,
I got your face tattooed on my back.
you know what signs on all the doors read? No actors or dogs allowed. I changed that. Good morning.
Good job for you.
I'll do anything.
That's the jackass they sent to screw us.
This bitch is stealing the scene right from under me. She's icing her nipples so they perk up through her dress.
I ain't icing my nipples. This is natural. What do you say we come in for my close-up now?
What are your thoughts for the future?
Shouldn't stand in the way of progress.
This is gonna be what it's gonna be. Here's the twist. Whoa!
The girl seems nice.
She is. She has no idea what's next.
There's a new sensibility now. People care about morals.
I've never done nothing except disappoint people my whole life. But I made it on my terms, not theirs.
We are gonna be more than they ever bargained for.
What I do means something.
It's bigger than you.
And I'm going to bed.
Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yashai Bashim Akakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Shalom to you of us who are hopeful. Shalom to the elect. Now, according to the historian Josephus and a quotation from the Sibyl, from the Sibylline oracles, the erecting of the great Tower of Babel by the people under the direction of Nimrod was to escape another deluge, i.e. another flood, if ever the Lord Power Yahweh sought to drown the world again. A refuge way beyond the reach of any flow of waters that could threaten human existence. Even though Yahweh promised to never again destroy the earth or all of mankind again in such a manner. Genesis 9:11, and I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. Mind you, the scriptures say a city and a tower. And what most forget to mention is the latter parts of the verse in Genesis 11:4. And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. Now, name in the Hebrew is Sham, the name of our forefather, we Hebrew Israelites, a name that also speaks to reputation or of great renown. Nimrod, according to Josephus, also promised to avenge himself on the Heavenly Father and his hosts for destroying his forefathers. No coincidence, the Greek mythologies written by Hebrew Israelites, for those not in the know, spoke of giants, which we know through the scriptures has none to do with men of enormous size, but really is in reference to men of great renown, of great stature, i.e. of great importance because of their prowess and what they were able to achieve, who set out to dethrone Zeus and remove him from rule and leadership. Baruch 3:26 in the Apocrypha, which details our captivity under the Greco-Roman Empire, where Israelites were Hellenized, meaning made to subscribe to Greek tradition and culture. The Apocrypha was removed from the Bible by the heathen because it proves who the Edomites really are and who the true Israelites are today. Baruch 3:26. There were the giants famous from the beginning that were of great stature and so expert in war. Those did not the Lord choose, neither gave he the way of knowledge unto them, but they were destroyed because they had no wisdom and perished through their own foolishness. They were destroyed because they lacked wisdom, meaning they showed no fear of Yahweh. Ba'Shem Yahushai. Now, scholars in Genesis 11:4 also translate name to speak to an everlasting name, a name worthy of global recognition, a monument and a memorial to stand forever. So those that shared the same resolve as Nimrod would never be separated by distance or isolated from each other. Those who were against Yahweh's rule would always have a place to commune, to assemble and go, ergo a focal point that would preserve their unity, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. This signifies the first concept of a new world order, one world society to be ruled by a one world government, which is the hope and aspiration of Babylon the Great, aka America, and it's being united through NATO and the EU, and by extension Hollywood, the manifestation of all wickedness present day. 1 Samuel 15:23 says this: for rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity, meaning sin upon sin upon sin, transgression against Yahweh's statutes, and idolatry meaning the worship of someone or something other than the Heavenly Father himself, who created all things that exist. Hollywood is a resurrection of that same focal point of old, the place where all the chief witches and warlocks go to make their name last forever, to help build tenements, i.e. testaments that surpass the kingdom of heaven, a place where men go to worship everything other than the Most High and exalt themselves to be revered and worshipped as if they were Yahweh himself. America is that tower where all the nations look today. Genesis 11:9, let's go there. And it says this: therefore is the name of it called Babel, because Yahweh did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. In the Hebrew, Babel or Babylon is translated as confusion by mixing. Exactly how we know America is the modern day Babylon the Great, simply because it is the land responsible for the greatest amount of confusion that encompasses the earth. Here in Babylon, you can do anything you so desire, especially what is adverse to Yahweh's laws, his statutes, and his commandments, with no hindrance or little to none limitation. So much so you are rewarded for it. This, in essence, is living in a state of confusion, from polluting of the earth and the destruction of nature's ecosystem to transgenderism, same-sex marriage, gay rights, which usually takes a precedence over human rights and equal rights. All examples of existing in a condition of confusion. Now, mixing is in reference to America being known as the great melting pot of ideologies, of cultures, observances, traditions, and of course people. This too lends to the body politic of confusion. It asked the freedom to practice any religion, be it Satanism and Christianity, when historically the United States is said to be founded on biblical principles and Christian fundamentals. The Pledge of Allegiance to the United States of America says one nation under God, the same God the powers that shouldn't be want you to trust, written on the American dollar, the same fiat money backed by nothing but the lies and broken promises of the government, the same government that uses Hollywood to solicit its ideas and funds its films in order to seduce you into buying into the illusion. No coincidence that Genesis 9:11 and Genesis 11:9, Salakia, are a constant in elitist occultism, i.e. Freemasonry, Babylonian mysticism, the worship of Canaanite gods like Moloch, the passing through of fire and sacrifice of children, the black cube, i.e. Saturn worship, the old Latin being Saturn, the new Latin being Satan. 9:11 speaks to Yahweh's covenant with man, and 11:9 speaks to the rebellion of man and Yahweh's judgment for it.
Evening, godless sodomites. Kneel before your God, Babylon! Making me the highest paid megalomaniacal boy king in all of Babylon!
You see, if you go and visit the very home of the Oscars where they hold it each year, you can see a plaque on the wall that says the Babylonian Court. The camera shows you the stage and you see an unmistakable Tower of Babel embedded into the design. Outside of the Kodak Theater, you have the gate to Ishtar, and you have Babylonian gods put on the outside of the gate. They have the exact elephants. They have the same exact gate of Ishtar. They have the same exact Babylonian gods over the top of the gates.
Like a lot of people come up here and they thank Jesus for this award. I want you to know that no one had less to do with this award than Jesus. He didn't help me a bit. So all I can say is, suck it, Jesus. This award is my God now.
I'm thankful to the Oscar gods.
The other names of the gentlemen are all gods as far as a category concerned.
When you get this little golden statue, you become a star. In the Egyptian culture, they also had a little statue that represented the god Ptah. And see, when an Egyptian king died, it was believed that his spirit went into the belt of Orion, and he then became a star. Up until 1999, the Oscars was held at a building called the Shrine, which was founded by William Florence and Walter Fleming, two high-ranking Scottish Rite Freemasons. Hollywood has long been interested in Freemasonry. Gene Autry, John Wayne, Nat King Cole, Duke Ellington, C.C. DeMille, Clark Gable, Walt Disney, Oliver Hardy, you name it, the list goes on. Many celebrities have come out and admitted their connection to Freemasonry. You can see the checkered floor, you can see the archways, you can see the sun motif in the background. All of these are letting you know exactly who owns this organization. While the world is wandering after all of these celebrities, we would do well to heed the very advice from Jesus' lips himself. In Luke 4 verse 8 it says, "For it is written, you shall worship the Lord your God, and him only shalt thou serve."
Revelation 8 and 10. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers, and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood. And many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. Wormwood is speaking of a contamination of the waters from a nuclear missile. Wormwood is that missile. Good precept there is Isaiah 14 and 23. And it says this, "I will also make it a possession for the bitter and the pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts." Hosts meaning army. Yahweh is going to use a mechanized army, the nuclear missiles, inside of them being the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and his celestial army, with the purpose to destroy Babylon. Babylon interchangeable with Esau in rulership and its allies in NATO and EU. Esau knows this is how and why he will no longer rule. Let's go to Revelation 18 and 2. And it says this, "And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird." Unclean and hateful bird meaning scavengers and desert-like creatures. Babylon, again speaking to modern day America in Revelations, the woman that sat on the scarlet covered beast, which we know is in reference to NATO and the EU. I can't stress it enough. America will be destroyed by thermonuclear, intercontinental, ballistic, hypersonic missiles. Babylon the Great is fallen, not ancient pagan Rome, simply because it was never fully destroyed, but New Rome. Rome in its resurgence is also known as America, aka Babylon the Great. Isaiah 14 and 23, "And I will sweep it with the besom of destruction." In the Hebrew, besom is described as a broom. What do brooms do? Clean house and remove dust. Dust in the scriptures, for those not in the know, speaks to confusion. Back to Revelation 8. Pick it up at 8 and 12. "And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise." Babylon is the third part of the stars. Speaking of Esau, Edom. A darkened moon and sun also speaks to a great derision, not having the knowledge or wisdom to know what to do. That tower of focus will fail Esau on that great day when Yahweh delivers his final judgment. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound. Woe meaning destruction. Three woes speaks to the three world wars, the last which hasn't physically taken place but is brewing in the horizon as we speak. The difference between the final and the first two is the harnessing of atomic energy in the form of nuclear bombs. This is the utter destruction Esau has created for himself, that he has no way to escape, no matter what he tells you via Hollywood.
Save the planet. What for? Life's simple. Kill or be killed. A survivor's code. My code. And it all sounds great until the day you find yourself confronted by a choice. A choice to make a difference or to walk away and save yourself. I learned something that day. Too bad it was the day I died.
I need a smuggler.
What's a package?
A girl. She needs to be in America in 6 days. Cross me, and you'll have no place to hide anymore.
Are you a killer, Mr. Turab?
Yes. Now please get into the car. There's no mercy for the weak.
I can defend myself.
What is wrong with her?
You're risking your life for me. Why?